Yeah. Anyway.
But like when we get to T'Challa, right? One of the things that's very frustrating as a Black Panther fan is that a lot of people did not know about this character. They just didn't. A lot of
Right.
people didn't read his comic books. A lot of
Right.
people didn't buy his comic books. And
Right.
like he's so prolific as a character because in Marvel Comics, in American mainstream comics, he is the first black superhero. The
Right.
first. In DC, in Marvel, in Image, it's him.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Every other character that you know that's black in comic books, they come after him because he was such a success at the time.
Right.
Like,
Um, so if we were to get into that, would say this was in the 60s during the civil rights movement. I'm not
and
quite sure if it
apartheid.
was, yes, I'm not quite sure if it was before or after the X-Men, probably after.
No, it
Um,
is after. No, no, no. Yeah, he does. He doesn't predate the. He predates some of the X-Men, but he doesn't predate the X-Men creation.
right. And
Sorry,
he
just
was
just keep going. I'll be back right now.
okay. Um, so obviously he was
Huh?
created, it was co-created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby had already worked together on the X-Men. They also worked together on the Fantastic Four at the
Music for
time. They
the
also
yeah,
did Hulk.
the
And
Incredible
then
Hulk.
yes,
If they've done
and
the
Thor
Incredible Hulk
even.
and Thor, yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember Thor was designed to be a foil for the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because originally speaking, they were thinking the only thing that could take on the Hulk would be literally be a god. So they had to introduce a godlike character, and
Mm.
they settled on this character called Thor, who's literally the son of Earth and Odin.
Right, right, right.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm forgetting anybody in the 60s. I mean, Spider-Man was basically co-created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, so Jack Kirby was not there. But yeah, Captain America had already been introduced in the 40s by Jack Kirby and Joe Simon. But yeah, the other thing that
Sorry,
I wanted,
everybody. African household. When they call you, they call you.
it's
yes.
okay. I just wanted to say that I think the Black Panther was also created, I think either slightly before or slightly after the Black Panther Party was created. So
No, it was around the same time. People thought that
yes,
they took inspiration from the Black Panther Party, but
yes,
Stan Lee said it was just like a happy coincidence.
Yeah, that's a
yes,
They
yes.
actually
coincidence.
even said that they were going to change the name to the Black Leopard for a
Right.
little bit, but then Stan Lee took an editorial decision and said, "Nah, he's just going to stay the Black Panther."
Yes,
For good reason.
the original costume sucked.
Facts.
No, no,
They
no. The
essentially
original costume was good, and then they tried to change it to be like a Batman mask, and then they changed
Yes.
it back to be the
And
original costume.
but do you remember how that original costume looked like, bro?
No, I remember. No, it's pretty much the same. Like the design hasn't
No,
changed.
not really. Maybe
Wait,
well,
are you talking about his Fantastic Four debut?
no. I'm talking about before the Fantastic Four. I'm talking about the draft, the Black Panther draft that they did.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Jack Kirby went through a few designs before he got.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, but the Fantastic Four debut was amazing. Maybe we should get into that.
Oh, okay. So let's think
all right.
about this. This is the
Mm-hmm.
60s, right?
Yes.
This is
Right,
the 60s.
right.
Racism is at an all-time high, right?
Facts.
Mhm.
Well, now we also going through things and it's bad. Like
Right,
it's people disappearing to crocodiles bad, right?
Yes.
And then there's also the civil rights movement in America there.
right.
Jack Kirby and Stan Lee decide, okay, we've got a black readers of our comics. We need to make a character that represents them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm,
what do? They don't even go local. They come to the African continent.
yeah.
Apparently, Jack Kirby, because he's like the main driving force behind Black Panther and everything. Jack Kirby, like apparently took inspiration from something called the Leopard Clan or whatever that was in the Congo. And there was like this guy who would wear this traditional garb thing and he would do this warrior dance and whatever. And it was a big
Mm-hmm.
tradition there. I think it's in the Congo. I don't remember the country exactly, but it's called the Leopard Man. So
Okay,
apparently that's where it comes from.
Okay.
So he decides to make this guy a king. He decides to make this guy a king of an uncolonized nation and give them vibranium. All of this is in the origin, right?
Yes.
So, on top of doing that, now he's already at this point, they've already done more than enough for this character. They've already made him a king. They already said it's an uncolonized nation. They already said one, two, three. Then he makes T'Challa, the Black Panther, beat up the Fantastic Four.
Yes. And the Fantastic Four were quite prominent at the time. I mean,
No, they were more.
they basically revived the superhero genre, because at the time there was sort of like a slump in the superhero genre. Okay, let me just for some background. In the 40s, when Superman came out, some other heroes came out, Batman and the Justice Society of America. So people like Gardner Fox, people like these two guys, Joe Shuster and who's the other guy? Jerry Siegel,
Yeah.
working on, and then Bill Finger and all of that. Then Stan Lee and them, they were doing like romance comics and westerns and whatever. But then, yeah, Stan Lee was just tired of it. He actually wanted to quit, but before he quit, his wife said, "Look, if you really want to do something, just do something that you love." Then that's when the Fantastic Four came, right? And the Fantastic Four was actually inspired by the Justice League of America, which also came around the same time, right? But anyway, Hulk came out, Spider-Man came out, this and that came out, and eventually a lot of Marvel characters came out. But it was because of the Fantastic Four that most of these other characters that we know and love today basically were born afterwards. So I just wanted to give that background.
And I just wanted to add, like, we must give props to Marvel itself, because
Right.
as much as we all say that Marvel just takes what DC does and pushes it out before they do, uh, that competition is what basically kept the comics industry up and
Yeah.
going up until
Yes.
today.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
the idea of having an alternative for people to enjoy is the thing that keeps industry alive.
Right.
Monopoly kills industry. People forget that.
That's true.
Innovation and progress is killed by monopoly, because
100%.
if it's owned by one person and you're just consuming what he's making, what's the incentive for him to step up, to level up?
I mean, I think it's part of the problem with what the MCU is going through right now. I think that they don't have like there's stuff coming out that's fantastic. Like there's Invincible, there's The Boys, but it's like it's not something that's challenging Marvel on a financial level where they have to
Yeah.
change their business decision. Like DC, where they are right now, if they don't fumble, like they can turn the tides so quickly. But like anyway, just getting back to the topic of the
We'll
video.
come back to that. Yeah. So I'm busy getting. Look, guys, I'm the guy who didn't do his homework. Ne? So I'm the one who's learning from everyone today. So we can relate in class. Everybody in class, there's always that one day you didn't do your homework and you're quiet in the back of the classroom and listen to everyone give their speech, and hoping to God that the teacher won't point to you until like second last in the class, so that you can take everything you've learned.
Right.
No, I mean I'm the guy who knows the most here, so I'll
Yeah.
definitely try and fill you guys in.
Yeah. I just know the basics when it comes to that, but I know a lot about Marvel history. And there's just three things that I wanted to mention. One, we don't give Jack Kirby enough of flowers, because in as much as we used to like seeing Stan Lee in cameos on these films and whatever, Jack Kirby did a lot of stuff.
I think the thing is you have to understand between Jack and Stan was just a more social person. I think like that's the thing we have to understand. Like, because there's a lot of beef between Jack Kirby and Stan Lee fans, where it's Stan Lee was just a thief and Jack Kirby was just an artist and what. And it's just like the truth is somewhere in the middle. Because remember, Stan was an editor. So editors make decisions that people don't like sometimes. That's what they do. Like there's been artists who complain that Stan didn't let them do what they wanted to do artistically. And Stan is like, I have to sell these books. If they don't sell, we don't have a business.
Right.
So I'm doing things that are going to make sure we have a business in 5 years. I
Right.
know these guys in the Marvel executive room and I know
Right.
readers.
Right.
So that's kind of where a lot of head bashing and clashing kind of happened.
Yeah.
So then people
Personally,
get old and then people start misremembering and everybody quotes them word for word and verbatim. Stan may have said that he created a character that he didn't, and I'm just like, he's
Right.
85. Well, of course
Right.
there's going to be times where he misremembers stuff, whatever, and
Right.
all of that stuff. But all of those guys, it's not Stan Lee alone. Only an idiot would think Stan Lee alone made Marvel. That's not what
Right.
happened.
Right.
It's just
but
that
there
he
are
was the
idiots
guy.
who do think that.
Yes, but
Yes.
what I wanted to say though is despite all of that, which is great information, thanks for sharing, is he's not
Oh, there you go.
for a reason. They call him Jack the King Kirby for a reason. He has created so many characters like Captain America, you know, even Darkseid. Darkseid is a Jack Kirby creation, you know, Orion, like so many, like I wouldn't even finish. Like Granny Goodness and all those characters, that's him. You know what I'm saying? Thor, you know, obviously it's based on Norse mythology, but the Marvel version of Thor, that's Jack Kirby, you know. That's the first thing. The second thing